Let's go. You're playing Jenga?
Oh, wait, was I here Monday? No. I thought I was.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Every time I watch the fight after this minute, I forgot to grab something.
No,
I was working on
so like I
thought you could always see my hair that long.
I was working on a project to get my last class and I cut myself.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, I secured the bag.
I think that y'all know I'm a happy guy. What they wanted out. I'm glad I came back today because I feel like we're gonna play Jenga and I've been. And Abraham Lincoln's up there.
Oh, you missed it.
He jumped out the window. I remember you fell off the chair. You fell off the chair.
Absolutely need to check.
I miss TJ. He's not here for my homecoming. Are you mad?
Oh, that's a bell. Let's go. All right. Yo, I felt some good music. I feel like it's gonna get us going.
was gonna do a bus coat. I was gonna do a bus coat. I was.
Welcome, friends, Romans, countrymen, everybody who's TJ. This is amazing.
He doesn't have a nickname.
No, he's not.
He doesn't have a nickname.
I haven't seen him all weekend. He's
I
not.
feel the energy. I feel that fourth block energy.
All right,
Darren, welcome back. Nicole, Nicole would like everybody to know that she's back. Nicole, welcome back. Boom. And so let me got a lot to get to today, so let's just roll. It's Monday. Let's go. Let me explain what's on your desk. Good. You know
Each Friday we have to
Omar, I'm going to ask Omar to do what he's doing to Darren for the class. You know, Omar, since Nicole remembers VFL, but she didn't really experience game day, and Darren has no idea. Omar, explain what is VFL to everybody.
But you only explain it in the way you did.
I want you to explain it to Darren. No, yeah, I want you to explain it what
In Fortnite terms? All right.
No,
Oh, we're doing Fortnite terms?
I'm
Do
not sure.
Fortnite
I'm
terms.
not
I
sure how
don't
I understand
understand
that.
that.
I wouldn't super understand what
I wouldn't either.
Anyway, but so basically, listen, guys, listen. So
Now you
basically,
know how
Stop
it
yelling
feels.
at me.
Now you know how it feels.
I'll be a bad parent. Anyway, so basically, you know we're in teams, right?
Yeah.
Teams of this NFL/VFL type
What is
thing.
VFL mean?
Vocabulary. National.
Football league.
With that, what he said.
Really,
I
Darren's
definitely
gonna
knew
need to
that.
know.
So basically, yes, and you filled out your paper, we filled out our paper. Darren just got
Their nickname is never here.
yeah,
Yeah.
give her nicknames or mascot.
Darren's nickname's getting stronger.
I was gonna call him colonizer, but. So,
Omar, you have a future as a teacher.
this is bad already. Alright, now you're listening.
Yeah, right?
Hey, listen.
I will throw this at you.
I don't want to see that.
Is that a
The
threat?
first thing he leads to is violence,
No,
okay?
it's a promise.
Well, that was good. That was good.
What else did I miss out?
That was good.
All right, let me rescue this. Darren,
Oh,
please
the
do.
mascot.
you're in
I
teams.
did.
In this class, it's really easy. It's boys versus girls. There are 5 of you, 4 of them. If it ever
We got
turns
you.
out that you are all here on the same day, we will adjust for your score 5 and 4. But weekly, on a weekly basis, you're gonna match up against each other game day. Game days are on Friday. These are your words for the week. So it's 2 weeks worth of words, last week and this week. This week we have a review day and a test day, so our new vocab is a little on the smaller side. I have a feeling y'all really need to study the battles. So we are review tomorrow. Today we're learning and tomorrow we're reviewing. But Friday's still gonna be game day. Here are your words for the week. When you take the quiz, and I want you to think of it as a quiz, not something to do tests or anything like that. When you take the quiz, you'll have the word bank, and it is essentially matching up the words from the word bank to the quiz. You're gonna match up against each other. So it's a 10-point per person, so you got 40 points here available, 40 points available. Let's say y'all get 26 and they get 28. Who wins?
We
We do.
Math, y'all win, right? We're gonna go head to head. Since this class only has 2 teams, we're gonna play a best of 7 series. So 7 weeks in a row. If we take it to that 7th week, it'll be like the big old Super Bowl. We're gonna have ourselves a champion. Now, if the team sweeps, goes 4-0 or something like that, we'll figure out what's next. But I doubt that's gonna happen. I will say, so you also have team names. Your team name is?
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Their team name is?
The Sanderson.
The Sanderson sisters, which relates to the Salem witch trials, so
Yes.
it's kind of connected to U.S. history. I will say the Illuminati, based off of last week's preseason, has a seemingly commanding lead
Oh, yeah.
towards the Sanderson sisters. So,
We don't
sisters,
have any either.
it's your turn to dig deep, and hey, week to week, anything could happen. Anything could happen. So, I think we're having fun with it. I actually printed off some logos and got them laminated, so I'm gonna post those
Did you-
outside.
Did you get my email?
We're gonna have some fun with it. I never got your email. I didn't. Let's try that. I forgot about that. Let's try that again. I don't know why I didn't send it. Or why I didn't get
This
it.
is a very relevant question, but it is a question.
Okay, that's usually how someone starts a very irrelevant question.
Oh, look at me.
Okay, so we're learning about the war, right?
The war, the big war.
The big, all
War of
the, yeah. Well, what if we brought Nerf guns and we all had a Nerf war in here?
Yes.
Just to learn based off of like how it feels like to be in battle.
To have that
It could be
visual.
boys versus
I got
girls, or
enough
we
Nerf
could
guns
pick
for
teams, it
entire
doesn't
class.
matter.
My brother.
And there's not that many people in here, so it shouldn't be that big of a.
Free for all?
Yeah, oh yeah, we can do free for all too.
Kinda like that.
I knew you would be the teacher to have a gun, or like a fake gun, hidden.
Yeah, you're playing.
That would hurt.
I love that idea, and let me pledge to you this: we will simulate a battle before the year is over. We'll tie it to probably World War II, but we'll simulate a battle before the year is over. If you have Nerf guns,
We don't even have to do it in here, we can do it outside or
Oh, yeah, no.
where the light.
Come on.
We could go, we could run
All
around the
about
school,
Yeah,
run around the
absolutely
school,
here for that.
have some just run around. Yeah.
But I'm mostly happy that you aren't surprised that I'm the teacher that had a Nerf gun
party.
You
I
can
would-
even
I would
let us
think you
go
have
in the
under
trails
the
and
desk.
hide like they did, where they had to hide from people.
Guerrilla warfare?
We could do all the different warfares.
You know what? Some classes want to have a party with cake and ice cream.
I'm gonna have to.
Y'all want to have a
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
got a question. If y'all gonna do guerrilla warfare, and if y'all do not see me, I'm more than likely on the roof. That's how my family fights. We be on the roof.
That's not good.
Alright,
That's not good.
Here's what I want to, well, so that was VFL. We didn't get very far yet. That was VFL. This is today's notes, so just know this is where we're going today. You can distract me as much as you want, but we're still gonna get through this. This is, you're probably grown accustomed to seeing this. This is the Unit 2B Study Guide Scavenger Hunt. There, you're gonna focus on 2A for the time being. Unit 2B Study Guide Scavenger Hunt. To make sure that everyone has a study guide, I'm gonna ask you to pull yours out right now. I want to see your study guide. I want to know you have one.
I don't have my binder with me today because I wasn't at home last night.
Okay.
And she doesn't have hers because I told her she didn't have her binder.
What do we have to turn in for this week?
When would you give it to us?
I am gonna explain that.
I don't
So
think I did anything.
last week, I gave this to you last week. It looks like this.
Are you talking about?
This is on the back. It's 4 pages stapled. It looks like this.
Wait, when we get this?
Just now, like literally just.
Oh, yeah.
This I gave you on Monday.
Is that what we use this for?
Yes.
It's not that
When
much.
yeah, mine's in my binder.
Mine's in my binder.
Nicole has mine.
It's your binder.
It's in my backpack.
Nicole has
Mr.
mine.
Swanson, I got my team mascot.
This is where I'm parenting you and I'm making you show me your study
Is
guide.
it a triangle with bricks
Because
in
it's
it?
what's good for
No,
you.
We're not that
It's
big.
better.
I got my mascot. Can I show the entire class?
Your mascot.
Appropriate?
Yeah, he's just, he's buff though, so.
You like it?
Is that a buff Quaker guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I know I got this
This
stupid
is your
thing.
logo?
This is our logo.
Yeah!
Can I see?
That was sweet.
No.
That's a
Can I
big
see?
logo.
See, look at the picture.
Oh,
Right
hold
here.
on, I wanna see.
Dude, I know I got it.
It's a buff Quaker guy.
I was crushing my
Come on now,
dignity.
let me see it.
It's lovely.
I know I got it.
Yeah, he's got his still here. That's not good.
Beautiful. I started making our bracelets.
Yeah, bracelet.
Yes. Yeah, I made.
Guys, we got one more on Friday.
I started
We're
doing
black.
Hey, come on now, check it out. I am out of these. So if I need to print more, I will. But I also know that everybody has one because that's why I'm out of them, because I already
You
paid
can
for
wear on Fridays for
And I'm gonna remember my
Well,
bracelet.
that's it.
I already told I will text the group as
Huh?
I found it.
I'm going to
I found it.
That's it.
I knew I had it.
The Illuminati's almost good, which is a weird sentence to say out loud. You're good. You got issues.
Clip that.
Well,
I
Okay, I believe that, I want you to
I have
double
it.
check.
This is a very relevant
Don't have it, I'll
question to
print
this,
you one.
for this
No,
class
no,
today.
that's not it.
I don't know how Nicole is very relevant. I can't even say the word.
You have my
Okay,
photo.
what is that for?
What is what for?
Oh, I remember, because you remember that party where I sit back here and I was.
All right,
putting my
here's
together
now,
real quick.
having confirmed that you all have it, Nicole and Lindy are gonna let me know come tomorrow. I'll give you another one if you need it. I'm just
I
gonna
know I have hers because I
I'm just
texted
gonna
her
grumble
about
about
having it, because I did know I had it. I remember what happened now. I was putting my papers together quickly and.
Yeah, okay.
Oklahoma has it.
What I want us to do now, with this in front of you, I'm helping you navigate through the study guide.
I gotta get it
I
out.
want you to walk me to where we're at right now. I want you to start with the road to war, and you're gonna walk me all the way up to what we're about to talk about today, the era of Reconstruction. First of all, everybody stop and laugh at my meme. Have you ever thought that the Confederacy, literally the Confederate States of America, lasted for significantly less long than the Doritos Locos Taco has?
I'm really good at talking.
Really?
Significant portion of our history, of course, but the Confederacy lasted a whole 4 years. And I think this is even an old meme because I think the Locos Taco has been around for like 12 years now. So you want to talk about something that's got staying power. It's not the Confederate States of America. It is the Dorito Locos Taco. So thank you for laughing at my meme. Now what I want us to do, I want you to review me, walk me up to the war that we just, walk me all the way up to the era of Reconstruction. So how does this whole conflict start? What are, what's that?
He was a
Well, I like that. Take it a step farther back. What were some of the things that walked us up to that point in the first place?
The Missouri Compromise.
Missouri Compromise. What are the basics of the Missouri Compromise?
Well, the basics was that, we got a new state that we wanted to put in, and it was right there on the border, so they didn't know, slave or no slave, so they, did the M&M concept, that they got Maine and put Missouri as a slave state, Maine as a, free state, to even it out.
That's
And then
exactly
They
right.
did, a line called 3630, and they separate north and south. or
And you
slave.
said it a couple of times. What was the real heart of the deal? What were we trying to do?
Just balance.
Balance. There's another compromise, and I know that you think I probably hate you because there's so many compromises. But what's the other compromise, James?
The compromise
big
was,
compromise.
Of 1850.
compromise of 1850.
All right. So whether it's Missouri or whether it's 1850, the reason is the same. It's all about balancing power. Balancing power between free and what?
Slave.
It's real hard the issue. A lot of these events that walked us up to war were related to slavery.
I
What
said
about
that.
John Brown? Nicole said, I believe that.
And
I did.
before you get to John Brown, you gotta talk about Nate Turner.
Okay, Nat Turner, John Brown, let's put them together. What were those?
Rebellion.
Abolitionist.
Rebellions of whom?
Slaves.
Slave rebellion. So I like John Brown. Nat Turner kind of sets the stage. He was a little bit ahead of his time. His rebellion didn't really have staying power until 30 years later. They're kind of like bookends. Nat Turner, John Brown, it's kind of like the start of the road to war, and then the last event before the road to war. John Brown, what did he do?
He started out with it.
Oh, he got made of a baby and went to this.
So an arsenal at Harper's Ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's up to
take your
take
tone. So John Brown, he and his supporters get inside the arsenal, but what can they not do?
No, they didn't have enough people.
That's right. They don't have
They
to-
didn't have enough weapons to do it. So
They
they
don't have
had to
enough.
call in I remember they had to call in the ships, and whenever they were calling, not ships, it was like care packages technically. Not care
We did not have
packages,
planes,
No,
supplies.
this isn't Call of Duty.
No, she's on Fort Sumter. You're on the Fort Sumter. I want you to hang on to that.
I know
There-
there's something like
there
that. that
They
had
called
to
in
do.
the army
No.
surrounds John Brown.
Yeah.
Army surrounds John Brown.
They-
Led by who?
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E.
They
Lee,
had-
future
They
Confederate.
called them in
I know what you're
first.
thinking. I'm gonna leave you to it.
They had the guns and ammo, because they didn't have the people to
So
fire
the
them.
big take on John Brown is that he has a chance to get his
He was
message out.
a
Okay, he's arrested. He's put on trial. At trial, he has a chance to share his message. He becomes this almost Jesus-like figure for abolitionists. Some people say that the gallows for him was almost like the cross, right? It's putting him up there with a martyr status because for abolitionists. A lot of abolitionists who think about Christians and praying. John Brown wasn't praying; he was fighting for the overthrow of slavery. There's one more real key data point in there about slavery I want to talk about, and it is Dred Scott. Who's Dred Scott? Tell me more. All right, tell me more.
It's a case that happened in one of the states. It
Pretty
was
much
like,
decided
was
that.
it? No, it wasn't Louisiana. It was.
It was
I
one of the
think I know this
It was
one.
one of the worst cases, that the judge could ever rule against, is saying that
Against slaves.
slaves were property, not citizens.
That's exactly right. So a combination of all the things they said. His owner, he's born in a slave state, he's a slave. His owner takes him to free states. I think it was Minnesota, right? Takes him to Minnesota. When they moved back to a slave state, Dred Scott's like, I don't have to go, I'm in a free state. Long story short, exactly like you said, the worst Supreme Court case of all time. That's it.
And didn't it end up being where every 5 slaves counted as 3 people?
That's a half step backwards into our revolution time frame. But yeah, the 3/5 compromise is a piece. If Nicole's thinking. Nicole has a thread there that mattered, that she connected. So Nicole, that's good. Because the 3/5 compromise is related to slaves as well. Dred Scott, long story short, Supreme Court rules that slaves are not citizens, they are property. Or you said they're not people, they are property. Really bad ruling. Okay, really negative time in American history for that to be what our Supreme Court says. All these things take us to war. Now, there are some specific personalities in here, right? And I'm not going to hit the data points of each personality. I want to talk the wars, or rather the battles. Nicole, where were the first shots fired in the Civil War? Tell me the story you were trying to tell me. And I'm going to fill in the details.
I don't remember where the shot was, but was I right about the way they
Okay,
had
so
to
there's some
bring
guys
the-
inside of a fort. They're
They were,
running out of
oh, they
food.
were inside of the
They're
fort,
running out of
and they
food.
ran out of food and water, so they had to try and call the people to come and bring them supplies.
So Lincoln sends a ship down the river with some
But-
supplies, and what do the
The
Confederates do?
Confederates, they bombed.
Bombardment where?
Unfortunately.
Or something. Hey, if you're on your
And
stand.
it says supplies.
I'm also trying to walk you through your study guide to let you know what's there, okay? Fort Sumter. Fort Sumter was where the first shots were fired of the Civil War. Now it's on like Donkey Kong. Do kids still say that?
Yes, I
It's
do.
on like Donkey
Just
Kong.
let him have, I do
So-
wanna let him have, go for it.
Third block looked at me like, what's a Donkey Kong?
I
It's
use,
on like
I
Donkey
use,
Kong.
matter of fact, I still play Donkey.
Now we have to fight a couple battles. First battle, major land engagement, Battle of Bull Run. You mess with the bull, you get the horns. Bull Run showed that the understrength South had a chance, right? On paper, the North should be the winners. Just like with sports, sometimes that underdog team can come out and really perform,
Just like the Revolution.
just like the rebels of the Revolution. That's right, ourselves in that case. What was one of those advantages that the South had?
Better for me.
Knowledge of the land.
Better commanders, both of that, right? Better commanders, knowledge of the land. Good job. Hey, this VFL stuff's helping you out, I can tell, for real.
I don't study.
The Battle of Bull Run showed us it wasn't gonna be a quick war. A lot of people really believe there's gonna be one battle, to just decide the whole thing.
They thought
Clearly, it's gonna be more than one battle. Leads us to the bloodiest day in US history. Darren, you haven't been here, pay attention. Bloodiest day in US history.
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, it was
Big
a turning point.
You go to the A,
The
right?
A word.
Oh, wait, the, after two days, after two days,
It's
not
English.
reading it, after two days
It's
contact,
English.
I don't know how to say it. I'm saying it the way that I'm saying it. After Atomic
All right, this
Schoolhouse.
girl gets a Snickers later because she told me what I posted over
You
the
posted
weekend.
it on
I
Google
did.
Classroom and said that yesterday was the.
Saturday
Yeah.
was the exact anniversary of Antietam, and I
And
always
that
like
was just,
it's Antietam. No
I
matter,
reading it in third period.
it was the exact anniversary of Antietam, 160 years ago as of Saturday. Single bloodiest day in American history. About 4,000 dead, 23,000 injured. More than the dying. What came out of Antietam? It's right here. What came out of Antietam?
Emblematic of proclamation.
The Emancipation
Dang it,
Proclamation is the correct way to say that. And what does the Emancipation Proclamation say?
It said
What does
that
it do, rather, I
It
guess?
gives you your, like, in.
free all the slaves in the rebellion states.
Hey, this kid, laugh at him all you want. This kid gonna score 100 on this next test the way he's going. Freed all the slaves in the rebellion
These people
states.
get halfway out.
Lincoln needed a military victory to give him the ability to declare this. Antietam is what gives him that military victory. All right, now the big one, and this is the one some of y'all said earlier. What was the turning point of the Civil War?
Gettysburg. And it was in Pennsylvania's High Mark Water.
The high point of the Confederacy. And what happens to the Confederacy there?
Dead.
After that.
A lot of dead. Ladies, pay attention. I'm saying things that matter. It's the high point of the Confederacy until
They wanted British to join.
everything's downhill from there. They did want a foreign ally. This is true. But after Gettysburg, it's all downhill from there. Happening at pretty much the same time, kind of far away out west, and in fact, they may not have even known that it was happening because of communication. What else is going on the Mississippi River?
Battle of Vicksburg.
V word. You said it earlier. The V word. Vicksburg. Guys,
I read that.
we got this knucklehead named Vickers in our classroom. Like, we should remember Vicksburg. Okay?
I said that. Just say.
When you look at this, James, smile. When he smiles, I want you to see the Mississippi River. Vickers, Mississippi River, James B. River.
Be a river.
Be a river.
James. Be a river.
Be a river.
You gotta-
Be
you
water.
gotta-
Hey, whatever it takes for you to plug in your brain, Vicksburg, Mississippi River. Those go together. Okay, Vicksburg, Mississippi River, those go together. Whoever controls the Mississippi River controls what?
Pittsburgh.
Well, whoever controls Vicksburg controls the Mississippi River.
Trading.
To control the Mississippi River, trade, travel, and whoosh, cuts the South in half. Cuts the South in half. Good.
Anyway, back to the Gettysburg. What I was trying to go to earlier is not the bloodiest battle, but it's the bloodiest battle of the 3 days.
This is true. Now that we control, when I say we, I mean the Union. Now that the Union controls the Mississippi River, how are we really gonna bring the South to its knees? Hey, those of you sitting in Georgia should get this one. That's all.
No, it was not the
I've only
Anaconda.
lived here for
Burn
a
up
few months.
the Battle of Atlanta, where they went and burned everything from.
Seems to it also.
The Battle of Atlanta, followed by
The march.
March
To the sea.
to the sea. There we go.
So
Fine.
close.
The Battle of Atlanta encircles Atlanta. Why did Atlanta matter to the South?
It was the
That's the main
It was the
capital
main,
of Georgia.
it was like
What was there?
the president.
Railroads.
Well,
Railroads.
Get it right.
Yeah. No, she said it was the main hub for railroad and commerce to the South. Nicole, you got that. I know that that's in your brain. You said railroad's good for you.
They say something.
That's why Atlanta matters. Well, Sherman genuinely doesn't want to kill people. All right, Sherman wants to end the war. Sherman hates war, and Sherman wants to bring this war to an end. Sherman burns Atlanta to the ground. He is not trying to kill civilians. He's trying to burn resources, farms, livestock, railroads. They ripped up railroads. Remember that? That's the significance of Atlanta. And then he goes on a 250-mile march, and he does the same thing all the way to Savannah.
But he saves it. He saves
He
it.
does rescue Savannah. He does not burn Savannah. This is true. All right, now that the South is on its knees, crumbled, the white flag has come out. Where does Robert E. Lee wave the white flag?
The courthouse of
Slap-o-matic, blah, blah, blah.
Republic Lakes.
I'm just gonna let you struggle.
Either way.
Anyway,
Is this word right here?
you would, so let me give you some encouragement.
is it the
You would recognize that on a test.
apatomics,
Appomattox.
appomatic?
Appomattox
It
courthouse.
doesn't matter how you say it, you would recognize it on a test. Okay, like your brain is gonna see that funky word that has an X in it, and you're gonna know it's the right one. This is where we drew a white flag on our notes. This is where Robert E. Lee surrenders, effectively ending the war. Once the war is over, now there's some personalities we're not going to talk about today, we're not going to review. Once the war is over, we have to rebuild through what is known as Reconstruction, and that gets us to our class here today. You ready? 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 Reconstruct it.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me not to
Reconstruct
knock
it.
it down so you can kick it.
Reconstruct it.
Oh.
You, I'm looking at you, reconstruct it.
I'll stay here.
That's up today, Junior.
We're made for this one. And then,
Can we play Jacob when we're done?
yeah, can we do like?
Depends on if you get done.
Come on, Edison. I can't. I hurt my leg. Oh.
Oh, we don't have max participation in this class?
I hurt
Okay,
my leg.
okay.
Hey, imagine.
Straighten this out real quick because it's all.
One more shot.
No.
Reconstruct. Reconstruct.
I know it's just annoying
Well,
because
that's not
of
how it
how
was to
crooked
start.
it is.
Well, keep your mind off the crooked end
That's not how it was to start.
and help me out with this.
That works.
Not right, something's wrong.
No, it's not because they're not gonna go together completely. They're longer than.
Yeah, continue.
Longer than what?
I see, you guys think you can rebuild it however you want? You can just rebuild it however you want. Okay, whatever. Who's the leader here? Do we even have a leader?
No, we're just going.
Okay.
Just putting it down.
Apparently it's Nicole, so if anything goes wrong with her.
It's the beaters, it's the beaters.
No, it's
Yeah,
I'm just
the beaters.
making sure it's
Stop,
straight.
stop. That's not what we're gonna say in this class.
because if it was us, it would.
I'm just making sure it's
You gotta
straight.
put it on the
Because
steps.
it's gonna fall in like a couple seconds.
You gotta put it on
I
the
really gotta
steps.
fix it up. Nobody wants to listen to
Nobody
me.
wants to listen to
They
Alexia.
You
literally.
gotta put it on the stool. You
Alexia's got it all figured out. Nobody wants to listen to her.
gotta put it on the dang stool.
You started it right here.
Ah!
If you know it, then do it.
You're actually right
Okay.
for once. For once.
Oh,
James
man.
started it
This is
right.
better than you guys even know.
I can do it. I'm
I got it.
not a good people person.
No, too close.
Nicole, don't
No, so
overvalue your,
Look at them sitting there.
you know, your importance to the team.
Since the men think they know how to do it, why
Oh,
not?
yeah.
Oh, good thing. Darren says I'm out.
Bro.
I know one of y'all just wants to kick the stool.
I do.
Short things are like that.
I really do.
Well, that's a good thing my nickname is Napoleon. I'm short.
Oh, you're Andrew Jackson.
Dude, the boy was like 5'8". It was like Swanson height.
Napoleon was quite average for his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'0". Like, I don't want to hear that.
Oh,
I'm
never mind.
5'8".
Never mind.
You have my blue one?
He was close to Swanson.
Baby.
You make a road shark back. Those are commodities.
I like shark.
All right, boys, let's wrap it up.
We're working on it.
It'd be nice if we had help.
Would be nice.
It would be
It
nice.
would have been
Yeah.
nice if I.
It'd be nice if the peanut gallery didn't just have opinions, but actually put some work into it, you know what I mean?
Oh,
No, right?
mean, we have opinions. They don't listen to our opinions, though.
You didn't say
You didn't
anything.
say anything.
Yeah,
I did say something.
This finna go to like Utah,
What is
like
this?
women's rights and stuff like that.
Y'all started building it on the table. I was like, well, I guess the school's not useful.
That wasn't my fault.
James started it on the table, and I
As
just.
tall as James.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're not.
All right.
See, over.
See, that's
I'm not, you know,
Well done, well done, well
Can we
done.
play Jenga?
And scene. That was way more relevant than you even realized. So let me ask you a couple questions to help you understand this. Who was leader of this
Me.
tomfoolery, this
Me.
chaos?
James.
Was it?
Yes.
I won't say James. I won't say a mutual.
I mean, I had it at first, and then I just gave up.
Wait a second, so do we have a disagreement on who the leader was?
At first, it was
She gave
me.
up, so she's not.
Did we
At
have a
first-
disagreement on the ideas?
Yeah,
Did we debate with each other,
No.
or did we just try to overpower each other?
overpowered.
All of
Yeah,
them.
I agree.
All the above.
I observed 3 pockets of leadership, and somehow a couple of y'all stepped back and almost gave up. And I would encourage you to not do that in life. Now, this is just a silly little game. So don't give up on your ideas, because if you step back, then you're going to let other people in life lead.
Like
How about this one? How about this one? Was it constructed exactly as it was originally?
No.
Yes.
No.
That is better than what
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Worse.
Yes, look at it. It
Hold
looks more
on, can
stable.
I say something?
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be like off topic, but it's relevant to the thing and it's still relevant to the class. Basically, it's not the same because you lost people building it. The people who were helping you build it, you lost the community. I think this is what you're getting.
You
I gotta
gave
say
up.
something though. I gotta
Hold
say
on
something.
one second. You gave up. All right, that's it.
That's
Exactly,
But it looks
exactly.
twice as.
As you, now, I will say, I'll give you some props. This is the best rebuild of the day. Okay, first and third did it significantly less good than this. However, you all started rebuilding it where?
On the table.
Which was not how it was originally, okay? Now, and then I want to get to one more point. Ladies, this is even more relevant than y'all even realized at the time, and I think one of you kind of said it and started to go there. In terms of the analogy I'm making here, what do you think it means that y'all stepped back and didn't let your voice be heard?
It's
That's it, bro.
well, I said it earlier. We took the lead or whatever, and y'all finna say it's like feminist.
It's pretty similar to the lack of a voice that women had in the day.
Mhm.
So ladies,
They gave up.
I'm talking about 1865.
Hey.
Don't let these boys overtalk you because
They gave up.
Just because you're
They
boys.
gave up.
It was your fault we gave up.
You
It's
are
not like y'all were
indecisive.
gonna listen to what we had to say.
Okay, but if we would have stayed there and we would have kept trying, would y'all have
I mean, is it 1920 over here? Like this is a deep
The
conversation.
thing is, would y'all have even listened if we
I ended
said?
up doing
One
it
more
her
question
way.
for
Why
you.
is she complaining?
One more question for you.
I tried.
Was it easier for me to knock it down
Knock
or for
down,
you to build it back up?
knock down.
I'll sit you.
It's a lot easier.
Knock it down.
Was it shorter for me to knock it down or for you to build it back up?
Knock it down.
Knock it down.
Clearly, it was shorter. It took a fraction of a second for me to knock it down. It took several minutes for you to build it back up. Now take that to the scope of the Civil War. We spent 4 years destroying our country, and we're gonna have to spend decades building it back up. Arguably, it is not the same as it was before.
Because nobody
We
paid
have
attention to how it
leadership
was.
debates. We have, some sides think this is how you should do it, and the other side thinks this is how you should do it. As much as I could possibly apply to this 3-minute little activity, you guys behaved like our country behaves during the era of Reconstruction. So when we come back from the bathroom, that is what we're gonna talk about. Let's take our pause. Y'all can argue with each other a little bit more, and when we come back, we'll talk about the era of
Well,
Reconstruction.
the school was there.
You had some very good insight.
Abe has a face.
No.
Abe does have a face.
Mrs.
Watson.
What?
Can we go to the office and change? No, hold on, James, I'll fix it if I
Yes.
mess it up. I just want to see if I can actually do it. No way, I get it.
It's not that